Before starting the gold track, I was feeling fearful. I was feeling frustrated. I knew that God had a plan, and I knew that I was finally aligning with that plan, but I was still too scared to take that first step. I think I was overwhelmed, and I just didn't have direction. And feeling fearful has been something that I've carried for a long time. And I think knowing that that was holding me back, like that was one of the biggest things that was holding me back, was why I chose to do the gold track. So before doing the gold track, I struggled with really understanding what my story really was. I didn't fully understand that it was really getting to the root of who I was. I knew I was a daughter of the King. I knew, growing up in church all my life, I knew I was loved and all those things. But out of fear, I felt like I was an imposter, and I wasn't trying to be. It was just, I didn't know how to be me, because I was looking to the left and looking to the right. Is that what I'm supposed to be? Is that what the expectation is? And so before, I didn't fully even understand what did it mean to have my identity, because I always thought it was adjectives that were laid upon me. You're this, or you're that, or you're a mom, or you're a wife. And I wanted to search and find out who I was and who I was really designed to be. Going through this whole process, one of the things for me that was so huge was having that transition of knowing who I was, or who I thought I was, versus who I became through the process. And in the beginning, I just felt like I was really just trying to be whatever I needed to be, like accommodating and being nice. I mean, I'm a nice person, but I felt like if I wanted to be, mad, I didn't want somebody to be upset with me, and all the things that go with being, a imposter or someone that is playing the role. And where the transition happened was fully understanding what identity means. Having your own thumbprint, I mean, literally your own, out of millions and millions of people, and understanding that God designed me, just me, to be me, not me to be this person over there, and just because they're successful with what they do, I'm going to do that too. No. When I recognized who I truly was in Christ, everything changed. As I have gone through this process and I have started to discover where my story really is and where it began, and also identifying with who I was really designed to be, the really neat things is the things before that I was trying to relate to both my identity as well as looking forward towards my branding and things like that. What I discovered is that this almost like this tug of war of stressing over who do I think people think I should be and come across as, or what does my branding look like, right? Versus this is who I am. I can be authentic, I can be real, and that is the most important thing to me in this whole process. Because when you're truly authentic, you don't have to play games, you don't have to hide behind a mask, you get to relax and feel that freedom that we receive through Christ, but you really feel it. It's no longer just a phrase, you own it. So now I have ownership in my identity. Coaching with Jen has been so amazing. And here's why. When I first decided to do the gold track, I already knew Jen's reputation. And I knew that everybody loved Jen, and I knew she was a great gal. But it's different when you start to become very vulnerable and you start to share the deep stuff, because you're not sure how they're going to receive that. And I can tell you from my heart, Jen has always made me feel safe. I've always felt a connection, like she got me, that person that just totally gets you. And she was always supportive, encouraging, but real, like really real. And for me, it was like a huge weight off my shoulders, because I could put that aside, worrying about what is she going to think, what is she going to say. Knowing I could put that aside allowed me, and she gave me that freedom to walk out what I came here for. One of the biggest things that I liked about the Gold Track is that each week we got our homework in advance. And I'm the kind of person that I really like to know and plan. And so being able to see everything written out and typed out, for me was huge. And having that space to fill in the blanks was really helpful too. But one of my favorite things was the additional resources, because there was a couple of times that I could actually, take advantage of that. Some weeks I couldn't. And knowing that I'll go back through it again on my own to just kind of see where I was and maybe work on some areas that I might want to revisit. But that's the beautiful thing about having it all like printed out, is that I could make notes. I use that to make notes on, even when I had our actual call together with Jen, I was able to make little notes beside things or questions that I might have. But my very favorite is the very last page, and it's called the Tabernacle. And I will leave it with you to join Jen in finding more about that, or finding out more about that, because that was one of my favorite things I look forward to every week. Going through the Gold Track has been literally a game changer. And I know that phrase can be used a lot, but it really has been, because I feel like it was literally the key to unlocking what was holding me back. Going through each week, step by step, precept by precept, just really working on the steps allowed me some space and time to really process things versus getting overwhelmed with everything thrown at me at one time. And so the way it's helped me is, not only have I found my identity and understand who I really am, and I can walk in that, it's also helped me to have grace for other people. And I'm excited about not only sharing the journey I've been on with other people, but inviting them to take that same journey, because we all want to win, and we want all of us to win. And I want to see you win. So you really need to do the Gold Track. When you're doing the Gold Track, you're doing this alongside others in the group. And at first you might be a little concerned about being vulnerable, or maybe even not feeling comfortable with everybody in the group knowing about what you're doing or how you feel. But I'm here to tell you that one of the best parts about it is that as you listen to other people and their struggles, you actually start to unlock answers for yourself. You get almost out of your own experience, and in listening to someone else, the answers start to come. And even better, Jen gives you an opportunity to connect with the person that might be speaking at the time and say, hey, how does that resonate with you? And then you realize, wow, I'm having an epiphany. I'm having answers that were not coming before. So being in a group session together is so invaluable. So don't be afraid. Be sure to acknowledge the fact that when we all get together and we're all on the same team, we win the championship. You know, after you go through something like the gold track, you know, you walk away feeling excited about the breakthroughs, the revelations that you had. And more importantly, you realize you're not alone. There are other people that are struggling too. And for me, I want all my friends to be able to experience this because I want to see them win. I want to see them get breakthroughs. You know, we're called to do that. We're called to bear another's burdens, but I don't want to leave them there. So for me, this is the answer to getting people on track with that alignment of where they need to be on their journey, not someone else's journey, but their own journey. And I believe with all of my heart that if we all would walk our own faithful journey, this world would change dramatically. It could be so different. So I would highly recommend you going on the gold track as soon as you can.